Hello, this is Joseph Valdi, and I'm going to do a new podcast for you. It is the pilot edition of my experiences on eBay. Yes, my experiences on eBay, and for my very first podcast, I'm going to do for this show, it's going to be free shipping. To free ship or not to free ship. And I know this is a debate. Sometimes you may put free shipping, but you're going to have to pay for the shipping. But, I mean, it's just a debate. Because sometimes you may lose out on free shipping. Sometimes you may gain a little bit. Because, for example, if you have a customer who, say for example, who doesn't want to pay for a purchase. No, I mean that's the wrong choice of wording. They want to pay for a podcast. I'm speaking about a podcast. I'm doing a podcast right now. They want to pay for shipping. They want to pay for the item. They want to pay for the item, but shipping might be too high. So they may think, hey, I'm just going to pass up on this item. So what do? You might decide to put a fair price, but not put the shipping. So that way, it catches the attention of that buyer. So I'm just saying, it's just a food for thought. I'm gonna give an example. One item that I sold, not mentioning what item, I decided, hey, let me do free shipping. And you know what? It worked out. I sold the item. Maybe I made $3 or $4 off the item, but I used it. It's $3 or $4 I didn't have before, and that could have been an item that they passed up on because I didn't have that free shipping. And maybe it does cost a little, but hey, that money comes in handy. That money comes in handy. It's like when that money comes in, you have it, and you'll be like, hey, I have this, and it's a good thing. So I don't know. It's a free shipping. It's like, here are the pros and cons of shipping for free. The pros, it'll get the attention of the buyer, and try not to get lower the price or whatever. They lower the price and you might lose on it, but that's the minuses of it. Pros, well, the minus, hey, you're gonna have to pay out of your pocket out of that item to ship. I mean, what I recommend is, if you're doing something like this, it would be good for something like baseball cards or football cards or wrestling cards or something like that. If something that's not that heavy, so it's something that it costs you maybe $3 or $4 or whatever, something that you could afford. you don't want to be spending an arm and a leg. Like if you're mailing like um, if you're mailing a VCR or something that costs like $20, $30, maybe more to ship, like, you know, that's your discretionary cost. You might say, hey, do free shipping, but something goes wrong, it gets shipped back, and you have to ship it again. That could be, you know, $60 or $40 just out of that one item that you ship, so it could backfire for you. That's why I say, you know, if you're shipping something, make sure it's something that's good. I mean, it's, you know, I hate to, you know, be the one to do free shipping, and then all of a sudden you're shipping a VCR, and the next thing you know, you're spending $50 on the item out of your pocket, and you might get like $10 back out of that purchase. Or even lose out of the purchase. One time, and this is a story that I'll get into the podcast. One of my early experiences on eBay when I was selling, I was like, hey, let me sell all these DVDs, and that's going to be a story for another episode, and now I'll do it this episode. My eBay story. Because this is experiences on eBay, and I'm gonna cut to a break, and I'm gonna cut to an advertisement. Main reason why we have advertisements on this podcast is because we need to find a way to supplement income, as you know, not to entice inflation and everything else, gas prices, and you know, it is business, and we try to do whatever we do, and so we try to advertise and promote, and we try to do what everyone else does. So I'm gonna promote my eBay store, Wolfman Joe Toys and Media. It's on a store on eBay, and we sell baseball cards, wrestling figures, vinyl records, and much more. Also, you can check out my sister store or brother store, either or. Joe Macho 679 username. We sell Hess trucks, comic books, and much more on the store, on the username, I should say. But I'll have the links below where you can find us, and much more. Back to the podcast. Okay, I'm back, and I was briefly discussing in the podcast about my experience on eBay, and this is a rookie mistake. I could have sold many of these DVDs at a price and got the value that I needed out of it. But instead I was like, let me post all these DVDs and, you know, see whatever I could get. I didn't know anything about buy it now. I didn't know anything about whatever. I just had all these DVDs and sold it. Sold it for cheap. Lost money on it because I didn't charge me the shipping that I did. I didn't know anything about pricing. I didn't know anything about, hey, maybe if I could break this up. You never know. I might make out on the money. So I gave away all those DVDs, some good ones too, and it was a learning experience. I made a rookie mistake in eBay. I was like, let me put all these DVDs out there. I didn't have to put out, maybe I could have put out 5 or 6, but not a whole bunch of it. So that was my rookie mistake, and what I learned from that is, you gotta know your market. That's one thing I'm going to discuss through the nature of this podcast. You've got to know your market, because if you don't know your market, you could source something and get screwed over in the sourcing. You could price something out, and the next thing you know, it's inflation, and they're buying your items really cheap, and you're like, what the hell happened? It's the nature. That's why it's important. I mean, that's why I'm doing this podcast. It's to help you, the seller, understand things that I've learned. Because I don't want you going out selling a whole thing of DVDs, and next thing you know, it's costing you $5 more that you lost on all of them. I mean seriously, you could have made a fortune on it, yet you lost on it. That's all I'm saying. These podcasts are gonna be short in nature. I could do the 30-minute podcast, but I'll keep them at 15 minutes, 20, give or take. But that's what I gotta say. Excuse me. Drinking a coffee right now. I'm going to say a word from the sponsors. I'm just going to promote a little bit of my own stuff. I mentioned the stores on eBay, Wolfman Joe Toys and Media, and also I mentioned Wolfman Joe's Toys and Media and Joe Macho 679. That's an old one, but it's still around. Don't know how, but it's still around. It's back then where you could insert your own name, and the name is still sticking. So there you go. That's one. Another thing I'm gonna promoting this show, my experiences on eBay. I don't know if there's another name like this, but it's just my personal experiences. That's what I call it. I'm gonna promote the new seasons on the Joseph Evaldi Network. And we're gonna have new seasons coming up, new shows, 2 new shows added to the network coming up. This is gonna be the season of August. So we're gonna have a lot going on, and it's just going to be an exciting time for the network. We're coming back stronger than before, and we don't want to get much into the nitty gritty. We'll release a lot in blog and stuff like that. Speaking of blogs, check out my Buy Me a Coffee page at buymeacoffee.com/Joseph Vivaldi. We do blogging on different stuff, some on eBay, some on Amazon products, some on topics of today, and maybe a little bit about the Joseph Vivaldi Network. So we've got a lot in store, and just check us out. And this has been my experiences on eBay. I will record more at another time. Have a good day.